everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make the top that you've just seen at the beginning of the video. This can be styled in several different ways that I'll be showing you on the screen. It can be layered onto a swimsuit as well as a bandeau top for a minimal style, and then it can also be worn on a collared long sleeve t-shirt. For those people who are not afraid of trying out new styles, this could be something that you could try out. Then it can also be worn on a maxi skirt with golden accessories. I'll be leaving all the details on the screen so that you can decide for yourself whether you want to try out this design or not. So the written pattern is already available on all my online shops, and for this design I just needed less than one ball. This is a quick project that you can throw into your to-do list, but we shall be upgrading this design later on to transform it into something totally different. So for today we are learning how to make this quick and easy crochet mesh top that can be styled in several different ways. So let's jump right into the video. For the materials, you will need yarn. The yarn that I am using is Yakult cotton, and each ball is about 200 meters. And the hook that I'll be using for this project is a 4mm crochet hook. It recommends a 3mm, but I'll be using a 4mm for this project. And then you'll need a pair of scissors and a measuring tape. So this project is worked from top to bottom. And yeah, we're going to start off with the bra cups. So you're going to make a slip knot. This pattern is explained in US terms. So you're going to start off with a slip knot, and you're going to make a chain of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. That chain of 11 counts as a treble crochet, chain 7. So you're going to make a treble crochet. So you yarn over twice. You will have 3 loops on your hook. Insert your hook into the very first chain. Pull up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So this yarn kind of splits a lot, but we're going to work with it. We're going to try our best to work with it. So this is the very first kind of V-stitch that we have created, and this is the top of the bra cup. From here you're going to make a chain of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and that counts as a treble crochet, chain 7. Turn your work into this space. You're going to make 2 double crochets, 1 and then 2. So after your 2 double crochets, you're going to make a chain of 7. After a chain of 7, you're going to count from the base of this chain, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th chain you're going to place a treble crochet. So you yarn over twice, go into the 4th chain, and you're going to place your treble crochet. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And this is what we have for row 2. We're going on to row 3. You're going to make a chain of 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. After chain 11, which counts as a treble crochet, chain 7, you're going to turn your work, and then you're going to go into the very first chain 7 space with 2 double crochets. This is the first one, and then another one. And then you're going to make a chain of 7, go into the last chain 11 space with 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and then you're going to make a chain of 7, and counting from the base of this chain, that very last chain, you're going to count to the 4th chain, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and into that 4th chain you're going to place a treble crochet. So you yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, and that is your 3rd row. So for the 4th row, we are basically going to do the same exact thing that we did for the 3rd row and the 2nd row. The only difference is the number of chain spaces keeps increasing. As you can see, for row 1 we have 1 space, for row 2 we have 2 spaces, for row 3 we have 3 spaces, and so on and so forth. So for row 4, our main aim is to have a total of 4 spaces. So you're going to make a chain of 11, which counts as a treble crochet, chain 7, turn your work. Into the very first space, you're going to place 2 double crochets. This is the first one, and then this is the second one, and then you're going to make a chain of 7, 2 double crochets into the next chain 7 space. This is the first one, and then this is the second one. And then you're going to make a chain of 7, and you're going to place 2 double crochets into the last chain 11 space, 1 and 2. And after that, once you place 2 double crochets in the last chain 11 space, you're going to make a chain of 7, and then a treble crochet into the 4th chain, counting from the base of the chain 11, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you prepare for a treble by yarning over twice, insert your hook into that 4th chain, counting from the base of the chain 11, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And that marks the end of the 4th row. And you can see our aim was to get a total of 4 spaces, and we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let's go ahead onto row 5, and it's basically the same exact instructions. So we're going to get a little bit faster. Chain 11, turn your work. Into the very first space, you're going to place 2 double crochets. Sorry, this yarn kind of splits a lot, so it gets stuck on the hook as I'm working. Sorry. So 2 double crochets into the very first chain 7 space. This is 1 and 2. And then you're going to make a chain of 7, 2 double crochets into the next chain 7 space. This is 1, and this is the second one. So if you can get smoother yarn, please make use of it, because this yarn is kind of too hectic to work with because it splits a lot, but I know it's going to give me the best results. That's why I'm sticking to it. So chain 7. So you just keep repeating chain 7, 2 double crochets into the next space until you place 2 double crochets into the last chain 11 space. As you can see, I've reached that point and I'm placing 2 double crochets into the last chain 11 space. And from here, you're going to make a chain of 7. Prepare for a treble crochet by yarning over twice, and counting from the base of the chain 11, go into the 4th chain. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and into that 4th chain you're going to place your treble crochet. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. That marks the end of row 5. You see how the mesh pattern is kind of working out in our favor. It's looking really nice. So I'm going on to row 6, and I'm doing the same exact thing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, which counts as a treble crochet, chain 7, turn your work, 2 double crochets into the very first chain 7 space, chain 7, 2 double crochets into the next chain 7 space. So just keep making a chain of 7 and double crocheting twice into the next chain space until you place 2 double crochets in the last chain 11 space. Okay, so this is what we have, and we're going to make our last chain 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're going to count to the 4th chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, and place a treble crochet into that 4th chain. So this is what our row 6 will look like, and this applies to the smaller sizes, extra small, small, medium. Now when it comes to large, extra large, consider making a total of 7 rows, and then any size larger than extra large, maybe you can consider making a total of 8 rows. But make sure you don't make this so long, because we want our piece to fit perfectly, but also not to drop the cleavage area too low. The V-neck, you have to keep in mind that this doesn't have to be too low. So 6 rows for the medium downwards, 7 rows for large, extra large, and then after that you can consider 8 rows, and this is what you're going to have. Now you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn, leaving behind a tail for attaching. This is what your work will look like. For now, for me, this measures approximately 5 inches, and then across it measures about 8 inches. As you can see, 5 by 8. So you're going to go ahead and repeat the same exact process and create your second bra cup. Just rewind this video and I'll meet you back when I have an identical piece to this one, and then we shall see what to do next. Alright, so I've just placed the last treble crochet of my second panel, and this is exactly what I have. This is the very first panel where I have a cut chain here, but you're going to remain with this piece attached to your yarn ball. The second panel is still attached to the yarn ball, and we're going to use this tail that we left behind on our very first panel. So you can see the tail is facing this side. Make sure the loose end of your first panel is also facing the same exact direction, and we're going to count to the 4th chain, or 7 chains away from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you're going to make a slip stitch. I don't know how you prefer to do it, but you can go into this very last stitch and go into the chain on this side the 4th chain, counting from the base, and you're going to pull through this tail and make a chain of 1 and fasten off. So we shall weave in this tail later, and make sure you just don't cut it. You have to kind of tactfully use a darning needle and secure this tail very well, otherwise your work may fall apart. So just leave it as it is. And now, depending on the number of rows that you considered for your size, at this point we're going to be at different number of rows. So I'm going to consider these as the long rows before we join into a round. So this is going to be our very first long row because it's going to cut across both panels. And to do that, you're just going to continue from where you left off from the second panel or the second bra cup. Remember, it's still attached to the yarn ball. You're going to make a chain of 11. You're going to turn your work, and into the very first chain 7 space, you're going to go in there with 2 double crochets, just as we've been doing. The difference here is now we're going to work across both panels. So chain 7, 2 double crochets into the next chain 7 space, 1 and 2, chain 7, 2 double crochets into the next chain 7 space, and repeat that until you get to the middle of the 2 bra cups, and I'll show you how to cross over. So we're almost coming to the middle part. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and into this last space, this one, you're going to go in there with 2 double crochets, the last chain space of the very first panel. So you've placed 2 double crochets here. You're going to make a chain of 7 and 2 double crochets into the very first chain space of the second panel or the second bra cup. So we have now crossed over to the opposite side, and we're just going to continue with chain 7, 2 double crochets into the next chain 7 space until we place 2 double crochets in the last chain 11 space, and I'll meet you back there. Okay, so after this you're going to make a chain of 7, and we're going to place our treble crochet into the 4th chain, counting from the base of the chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, and into that 4th chain you're going to place your treble crochet, just as we've been doing for the previous rows. See what we have now? We are working across both panels. So I'm going to do this row 2 more rows, to make a total of 3 long rows. But for the different sizes, I'll be attaching the number of long rows to consider when it comes to different sizes. For me, I'm going to do a total of 3, and this is one of them. That means I have 2 more rows to make. Remember, you just start with a chain of 11, which counts as a treble crochet, chain 7, turn your work, and 2 double crochets in the first chain 7 space, and continue to chain 7, 2 double crochets into the next chain 7 space. Do that across until you place 2 double crochets in the last chain 11 space, and then chain 7 and treble crochet into the 4th chain, counting from the base of the chain 11. So let me go ahead and do my rows, and I'll meet you back when I have 3 rows total of the long rows, cutting across both panels, and we shall see what to do from there. Alright guys, so I am through with my 3 rows of working across both panels, and you can see how lovely our work looks. This pattern is stretchy, keep that in mind. So after you make the number of rows required, the number of long rows required for your size, you're going to take a measurement across your piece. Just lay it flat like this, don't try to stretch it out. We want to achieve our waist circumference. So for me, I am considering 28 inches as the waist circumference. So this is 20, and that means we have a deficiency of 8 inches. So we're going to make a chain that can accommodate the 8 inches in order to join in the round. So once you place your work like this, you're going to take a measurement across. Actually, it's 21. And then do the difference between your waistline circumference and what you have here. So for me, 28 minus 21 is 7 inches. So I'm going to make a chain of 7 inches and then join in the round. So once I finish this treble crochet, I am going to make my chain of, that's a difference between my waistline circumference and what I have across my panel without stretching. And that multiple should be a multiple of 5. So I want a chain of 7 inches because 28 minus 21 is 7 inches. But that chain should be a multiple of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's see what we have now. Okay, not yet. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. We want a multiple of 5. 27, 28, 29, and 30. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, I think this is okay. So after your chain, after you get your desired chain, depending on your waistline circumference, we're going to be at different levels right now. And you're going to slip stitch into the 4th chain, counting from the base of the chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. And into that 4th chain, you're going to make a slip stitch. So this is what you're going to have. We've joined in the round, and we haven't yet even considered hip circumference. And right now, if I'm to measure across, you can see we are having half of our waistline circumference, which is 14 times 2 is 28, which is the waistline circumference that I am considering for my design. So after this, you're going to slip stitch 2 times in this very first chain 7 space. Actually 3 times. Slip stitch 3 times, make a chain of 3, which counts as one of our double crochets. And then after the chain of 3, you're going to turn your work. You can turn your work like this and place 1 more double crochet into the same space. So that counts as 2 double crochets into this space. And then you're going to make a chain of 7. And then onto the chain, the extension chain at the back, you're going to skip 2 chains, and in the next chain you're going to place 2 double crochets. After this, you're going to make a chain of 7, skip 4 chains, 1 2 3 4, and into the 5th you're going to double crochet 2 times into the 5th chain, chain 7, skip 4 chains, 1 2 3 4, and into the 5th you're going to double crochet 2 times, chain 7, skip 4 chains, into the 5th double crochet 2 times. You're going to repeat that until you have only 2 chains left on your extension chain, and I'll show you what to do from there. This is actually round 1 of our piece. Now we have started working in rounds. So chain 7, skip 4 chains, and into the 5th you're going to place 2 double crochets. Chain 7, skip 4 chains, 1 2 3 4, and into the 5th you're going to place 2 double crochets. After this you're going to make a chain of 7, and now we are going to cross over to this side. So into the next chain 7 space you're going to place 2 double crochets, just like that, and then you're going to go all the way across the front section of our piece. You can see the back extension has been catered for, and we have kind of introduced the stitch pattern onto the back side. We're going to just continue to make a chain of 7 and double crochet into the next chain 7 space 2 times. Repeat that until you come to the beginning of the round, and I'll show you how to wind up round 1. Alright guys, we've come to the end of the round, and we've just placed 2 double crochets in the last chain 7 space of the previous round. Now you're going to make a chain of 7, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7, and you're going to slip stitch on top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round, and that marks the end of round 1. Now the fact that we've ended our round on the side of our piece, which I don't like, I prefer the same line to be in the mid back of my project. So I'm going to make a chain of 1 and cut my yarn, and I'm going to shift the same line onto the middle back of my piece. So I'm going to attach my yarn into this space here, which is in the middle back of my piece, but making sure that I am working on in the opposite direction of the previous round. So I'm going to attach into the middle chain 1 2 3 into the 4th chain. That's where I'm going to attach my yarn, just to secure it so that it doesn't keep moving around, and then make a chain of 3 and double crochet into the same exact space. So after this you're going to make a chain of 7, double crochet 2 times into the next chain 7 space, and you're going to repeat this all the way around until you come to the end of the round. So this is round 2 of the mesh pattern, but working in rounds. Round 2. So remember, before we were working in rows, but now we are working in rounds, and this is the second round of our project. Alright, so we've come to the end of the round, and I've just placed 2 double crochets in the last chain 7 space. You're going to make a chain of 7 and slip stitch on top of the very first chain 3 of the round. Just make your slip stitch there, and that marks the end of round 2 of your piece. So after your slip stitch, and this is the round that you're going to keep repeating, and so you're going to make a chain of 1 and turn your work so that you're working in the opposite direction of the previous round, and you're going to slip stitch a total of 3 times into that very first chain 7 space. After your 3 slip stitches, you're going to make a chain of 3, and into the same space you're going to place a double crochet. So that will count as 2 double crochets into the first space. So this is what you will do for each and every round. You turn your work, you chain 1 and turn your work, slip stitch 3 times into the first space, chain 3, double crochet into the same space. So this counts as 2 double crochets into this very first chain 7 space, and then make a chain of 7 and double crochet 2 times into the next chain 7 space. Chain 7, 2 double crochets into the next chain 7 space. Okay, so keep doing this until you come back to the end of the round, and after placing 2 double crochets here, you will make a chain of 7 and slip stitch into the very first chain 3 of the round. And you're going to keep repeating that round. Make sure your ori is working in the opposite direction of the previous round. Alright guys, I ended up doing a total of 5 rounds for my top. As you can see, this is the back section, and we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. And this is just enough. You're going to just make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. At this point, you're done with the general structure of the mesh top. You're going to go ahead and attach straps to the top of your bra cups. So you make a slip knot, and you're going to go into this very first space, attach your yarn, and you're going to make a very long chain to act as the strap. So I'm going to make a chain of 80. So after a chain of 80, you're going to cut your yarn and then pull through. You fasten off, and you're going to repeat this process for the second bra cup. If you want thicker straps, you can go back on the strap with either a slip stitch into each and every chain or a single crochet into each and every chain. So we are doing the same exact thing for the second bra cup. You attach your yarn and then make your chain, the same exact number of chains as you have made on the opposite side. Alright, now that we've created straps on both ends, you can get rid of the excess yarn at the end of the straps. Just like that, and then you're going to go ahead and get rid of these loose ends. Find the best way to do that. If you have 2 strands at one point, then you can just make a knot, but if you have only 1 strand, you can make use of your darning needle and you get rid of the loose ends. So these are the straps that are going to be tying behind your neck, just like this, and that's basically it. And let's see the final look of our project. I hope you enjoyed this one. In our next project, we shall be transforming this into a beautiful cover up. So I decided to do the top first because some people may be wanting something quick and easy and beginner friendly. And then later on, we shall transform this into a beautiful beach cover up. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.